That's that gourmet shit. All right, welcome back to a new episode of Getting Sober again. I am Jay, and it is 1 week since I've had my last drink. It is No Drink November for me and for a couple of you, and I've actually been surprised. I posted my Getting Sober Again series on my monetized channel, which is right here. And I got some interesting responses from some personal friends, some people that I actually knew, and they're like, "Oh, I didn't know you were going sober," and so they decided to join me. So some people that I just met, like one girl I met at the bar, and then I got her contact information. I sent her that link that I just popped up. I sent her the link to that podcast, and then she was like, "Oh, I checked that out, and I also checked out your sober video." And you know what? It's been a long time for me too since I've had a moment of clarity and not drank. So I'm going to join you. So I thought that was really nice. And then a couple other of my friends. I go to the bar a lot, so I have a lot of bar friends. And so a couple of other people also said, "Hey, I'll join you." Some other friends from that have moved away have also messaged me and said, "Hey, I'm going to join you too." And surprisingly, nobody from this channel, Getting Sober Again, has messaged me saying that they're going to join. So if you are joining, feel free to comment below. Today is November 6th, and we still don't have a president, but it doesn't mean that you can't hop in now. I'll even tell you a story about that. About hopping in late. I lived in Columbus, Ohio. I went to Columbus College of Art and Design, and I lived in a little neighborhood called Harrison West, which is the area west of Harrison. And one morning, I heard a little bit of a ruckus going on outside my apartment, and so I opened my door. It's like 8 o'clock in the morning, and I see a whole bunch of people running. And nothing to be alarmed about, but it was a bunch of people that when I'm looking at them, I'm like, these people are running a marathon. They're running a marathon through my neighborhood. So I thought, and I try to stay fit and active. So I thought, I'll join them. I've never ran a marathon before. I don't know what mile they're in. I don't know where it started. But I lived close to downtown, so I figured they probably started downtown, and I'll just run with them. So that's what I did. I threw on a jacket, I put my running shoes on. I had never ran more than like 2 miles before in my life. And fortunately for me, this was a half marathon. It wasn't a full marathon. So half marathon is, I think, 13.2 miles, if that's incorrect. Put the right information right there. And so I hopped in at mile marker 2. And I finished it was the Cap City half marathon, and it looped back around up towards Ohio State campus and then back down High Street south towards downtown. And then I think it ended in the Arena District. And I got a cool little medal. Let me see if I could find it. Haha, I found it. Cap City, I don't know if you can see that. Let's see if we could focus on there. Cap City half marathon, Columbus, Ohio, 2009. So I got that for cheating a little bit. But so you can cheat too and probably get rewarded. It's all good. I'm actually just going to put this on for the rest of the episode. So anyway, what was my point? Oh, that if today is November 6th, and if you decided like, well, I was intending to join for No Drink November, and then like it was November 2nd, and then I was like really nervous about like who was going to win the election, and then like we had this whole game where it's like if like Trump won a state, we had to do a shot, or if like Biden won a state, we had to do a shot, and then we just ended up doing shots whenever any state was announced. So I mean, it crossed my mind because I love alcohol. It crossed my mind. I actually went to the bar on Tuesday, November 3rd, and because I don't have TV at my house. I have all this stuff, but I have a TV, but I don't have like cable or whatever. So I went to the bar, and I was like, I'll just sit here and watch the TV and shoot pool and whatever, but not drink. So I went and I didn't drink, but it had crossed my mind like, what if they announce like, I'm a Bernie guy. The closest I'm going to get is Biden. I'm just going to put it out there. Not my ideal candidate, but I also, I'm not a Trump supporter. If you are, that's cool. I mean, it's not whatever, but does it mean that we can't still be friends? Oh, what was my point? Oh, so I went to the bar and I'm watching the results and they're just like, they obviously didn't come in. And again, today is Friday, November 6th, and we still don't have a president. So I thought to myself, maybe if Biden won, I'd have maybe a celebratory tequila. But that obviously didn't happen on Tuesday. And then it didn't happen on Wednesday. And it didn't happen on Thursday. But I went to the bar on Tuesday and on Wednesday. And I just played pool. I got non-alcoholic beer, O'Doul's. I hate it. I don't like it. I wish that my bar had kombucha. I might ask them if they could just get some like non-alcoholic kombucha because that's tasty. And I also like don't want to, I mean, the next consolation is ginger beer, like non-alcoholic ginger beer. And it's tasty and everything, but there's like 44 grams of sugar in a can of non-alcoholic ginger beer. And to bed at 11 o'clock. I don't think I want 44 grams of sugar sending me into like Jimmy Legs land, you know, restless leg syndrome. Yeah, I just kind of feel like, you feel a little kicky before bed, just like laying in bed and like your legs just kind of just. If you had some setbacks, which is really easy to do, especially if you're not committed to something. Like I decided very last minute to be committed to this because being committed to No Drink November because I really wanted to start my own actual podcast with my own words, which is not this particular podcast. This podcast is just about getting sober. It's also anecdotal and things like that. But this podcast is for the most part, just me riffing with very little edits. My other channel is a scripted, it's the same exact layout, it's the same setup, it's just in color. And it's very anecdotal. It's heavy on the comedy. I've been writing comedy for 15 years. I've written material for stand-up comedy, for scripts, for commercials, whatever, but I've just never done anything with it. But I practice like every day or every other day, sometimes multiple times a day, I write material. And it has always been a love and a passion of mine. And I knew that drinking was just always kind of like helping me to silence that inner voice, which is saying like,
share your talent with the world. Bring this idea to life. Execute this idea. Do this painting, make this t-shirt, make this podcast, shoot this helpful video.
It's like, shh, 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 shh. And then I drink. And then 4 hours goes by and then I don't give a fuck anymore because like now I'm in a different set of circumstances, which is I need to sober up and get home or, you know, and just get to bed. So and that's really easy to do. And sometimes we just want to numb that pain, that guilt that we have for not trying to realize and maximize our potential. And I think that that's what we all kind of deal with is the anxiety of knowing that we have a talent or we have interests or hobbies or something that we should just, something else that we should be doing. And we feel guilty that we can't tend to it the way that we want to. So we drink and we numb that pain and then we don't care anymore. And then we just go to bed. We go to the ultimate place where no feeling will affect us whatsoever, which is when we are completely unconscious, right? But you know, and I know that the best place to be for mental health and behavioral health is to be as clean and sober as you possibly can. And you've heard all the different stories from all the different celebrities. I'm not going to go through a laundry list. Maybe I'll pop some up on the screen of celebrities and athletes who had overcome addiction to be even better and have an even better story. And we definitely have some people have fallen off the wagon recently who, I mean, it's sad. It's depressing to see people that had gone to such great heights of fame and fortune, and having the platform to express their talents, and then not really knowing what to do with it, or how to handle fame, or how to handle just a slight fall from fame. You know, you could be on top of the world one day, and then the next, oblivious. You could just be like nobody may ever care about you ever again. You know. I just wanted to make a quick video and give you an update, let you know, like, I'm still here. I'm still sober. Everything's still cool. Am I dealing with temptation still? Yeah, it still pops in my head. But I'll tell you, if you're if you forgot what it was like to be sober. And believe it or not, I was sober for 21 years. And then I turned 21. And then I was just not sober ever again, right? But I still, thank God, I still have my facilities, and that my mind is still sharp, my wit, my humor is all still there, that I'm still able to make helpful videos, and I'm still a functioning member of society. And I feel very blessed that I can say that in this position, that I still have a house and I still have a home and I still have people that care about me. And your situation might be better, your situation might be worse, but it's always good to be grateful and take a step back and just be able to appreciate what you do have, because again, things could definitely be worse. So I'm still dealing with temptation. It's definitely the worst the first 3 days. I'll say the cravings are most prevalent, in my opinion, every time that I've gone sober. It's always been the worst the first 2 days. So it's very important, in my opinion, that you have something to distract yourself with, something that's just going to tire you out, and something that's not going to give you anxiety. Something that you want to do, even if it's just something like a simple vacation or just a getaway. You're going to go out to the mountains or hiking or something like that. Something maybe holistic, not like I'm going to go on vacation and drink margaritas. Like, not that's kind of the opposite, but something where you can launch yourself into past those couple of days, because those first couple of days are really rough. And when you have the temptation, whenever I have the temptation, I go, oh, there it is. But I don't need to cater to it. Like, I don't need to give it life. I don't need to give into it. It's different than, say, if you're thirsty, get some water, have something to drink. If you're hungry, actually hungry, not like I just ate a bunch of carbs an hour ago and I feel hungry again. That's not real hunger. If you're really hungry, take care of that hunger. But the alcohol addiction, the alcohol craving, it's just a craving. It's your past memories coupled with a projection of a potential future that you think that you might want to experience because it's something that you had experienced previously and you felt good about it, right? You're like, I know when I go to the bar, everybody's going to know my name. Everybody's going to be there. I know everybody. I'm going to have a good conversation. It's going to be high fives and elbows. And some people are going to be wearing masks. Some people aren't going to be wearing masks. And it's going to be a good time. It's going to be familiar. I'm going to feel safe. I'm going to feel comfortable. And that's where I want to be. Well, you can do it without drinking. I promise you. It might be hard to sit at the bar. You might not want to be there the entire time. And that's the thing, is we got to find replacements. And for me, when I go to the bar, I rarely go to the bar to be at the bar. I go to a very specific bar that has pool tables and I play pool. Now, don't get me wrong, I like drinking, but I'm kind of an awkward person. I kind of bounce from person to person. I'm not really into small talk. I'm into long form podcasts. So when I get to the bar, people are like, "Hey Jay, how's it going?" I'm like, "Pretty good. How are you?" And they're like, "Good." I'm like, "Okay, good." And then I walk inside. And I bolt a corner, and nobody seems to be mad at me about it. And I think they watch my podcast and I think that they get it. I'm depleted. I'm depleted. This podcast right now. This is my 5th attempt to try to record this podcast. I actually just woke up from a nap. It's 6 o'clock. It's 5:30. I tried to record this earlier and I just didn't feel like it. And that's another thing too. It's you might think that after a couple of days of sobriety, you're going to feel like this. But really, you feel like how you normally feel, except for minus the hangover. And then that's kind of where your brain juggles well, is that worth it? Because I know I can at least go drink and I can get a big pep in my step. And you're not wrong. That's why people have alcohol addiction. That's why there's so many alcoholics in this country. That's why so many people leave work and they go to happy hour, unless they have a family, and then, maybe they just go to happy hour for a little bit. But so I'm here to tell you that I'm still here and I do not intend to drink. I don't care who wins the election. I'm not drinking. I'm not finding a reason to. Every time that I have the craving to drink, I just sit with it for a minute and I observe it. And I ask myself, what am I really feeling? Do I really need this? I know I want it, but do I really need this? And then I ask myself, what can I be doing better with my time? How do I want to feel about myself tonight? How do I want to feel about myself when I lay my head down? Do I want to feel like a failure and not care? Or do I want to feel like I was there for myself? Because truly, at the end of the day, you're the only person that's going to be there for you. And if you can lay your head down feeling like and knowing that you did your best for you that day, then that's really what it's all about. So I encourage you to stay along for the journey. And if you haven't started yet, you got the time travel 6 days. So you could start today. And it's Friday, so that might be a little hard for you because it's like, it's Friday. But, you don't have to. You can find alternatives. You can find different things to drink. Or you can not drink at all. Or you can catch up on that book. Or you can go binge watch some Netflix. There's all kinds of different things you could do. So, like for me, when I decided to do No Drink November, a buddy of mine who's always a health advocate, shout out to Pat, he asked me, so like, what are you going to do to replace your time in the bar? And I said, well, I'm going to be working on these podcasts. I'm writing ideas for scripts for my new podcast. I'm getting the Getting Sober Again channel going. As incentive for me to stay sober, I get to talk to you. And then also too, I'm also spending X amount of time per day, at least a minimum of 1 hour, learning new techniques in Adobe Premiere, since I never actually learned that. I learned Final Cut. I started learning Final Cut Pro, but that was like in 2001, 19 years ago. It's a little different now. The concepts are still the same, but I wanted to brush up on those skills. And I actually want to have something to show for my time, because that's another big part of spending so much time drinking and in bars. Like, you have literally nothing to show for it. And then after so long, you will literally have nothing left because you have spent all of your money. There are a lot of my friends that drink. And a lot of people that, when I used to work in the service industry, there'd be a lot of people that would drink. They would be broke like on 2-week paychecks. They'd be broke after the first week. And it's just like, what are you doing with all your money? And it's like, oh yeah, you're going out every night and, buying whatever you're buying and being, reckless with your money and your finances. So there are plenty of benefits to not drinking besides the health aspects of it. In this a couple of observations for me for the first week. The first 3 days were a little rough, but I've definitely been gaining some mental clarity. I've been having better gains at the gym, and I've had more energy. Like when I go to the gym, I feel stronger. I actually feel strong. That's the thing. Like, I feel strong. And even though I was drinking all the time before, I was drinking a shit ton of water. I was drinking at least 100 ounces of water every day. I was taking vitamin C, vitamin D, calcium, magnesium, multivitamins, fish oil, ashwagandha, flaxseed, protein shakes. I mean, I was taking a lot of stuff to supplement, but it was like, I felt like I was just taking it to stay even. And I was being really honest with myself. I'm like, I'm really just doing this just to stay even. I wasn't really gaining, not like I'm trying to like be huge and ripped, but it was like, I just kind of felt like my body was spending its time and resources just trying to flush out alcohol and just trying to rebuild and repair and recuperate. And that takes a big chunk out of your time and your day. So like, I knew that if I was going to keep drinking, I wasn't going to be able to do this. And I wasn't going to be able to do my comedic podcast, which is really important to me. This is over 15 years that I've been writing and practicing, looking for a home for this thing. And then I just decided to do it. And it took this bout of sobriety. And I'm 38. I'm about to be 39 next month. Basically 39 years of my life to decide to quit fucking around and be passionate about something for a change. Not that I'm not. But so that's all for now. This is supposed to be a quick video. It doesn't seem like it is. Looking at the time, it looks like this is 21 minutes. So I'm sure you're not even watching anyway. If you are, comment below, but I doubt it. Goodbye.